Holy moly, what's happening with this fucking rooster fluff? What is going on? Oh my god. Okay. Well, I don't know. It's straight and it's shorter, so it's just kind of like, there it is. I don't know. Anyway. Flashback to like 2,000 times. Jesus criminy. I can't. Okay. Anyway, some of it's up, some of it's down. It's fine. Totally fine. And we're on. Oh. Watch Wednesday. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome back to episode 18. Holy cow. 18 episodes. Jeez. We're just plowing our way through the month. We are in the middle of the 4th week. That is insane. Insane. Okay. Well, since it's Wednesday, we're doing this Watch Wednesday thing, right? And because it's a certain someone's birthday, not mine, but my hubby's, we're going to do an extra special category of romantic rom-com trash. Oh yeah! Now, rom-coms have a definite significance, okay, when it comes to neurological situations. Okay, let me just tell you that watching rom-coms triggers the release of several key neurotransmitters that directly improve mood, such as oxytocin, dopamine, serotonin, and endorphins. So if you didn't know, now you know. So if you didn't go out and watch, Sweet Home Alabama once upon a time, go fucking watch it. Okay? What are you waiting for? Okay, so now we're going to go down a list of all the best and worst rom-coms, okay? At least the ones that come from this last couple decades. I know there are several, Casablanca, blah, blah. I don't think that counts as a rom-com, though, does it? No, probably not. So, there are some things that are, like, before 80s, 90s that we probably won't get into, but a lot of these, let's get into it, okay? So, I've got my handy-dandy phone, and we're actually just going to scroll right down this list. So, some that I've seen that we can comment on, and some that I haven't, which we'll just skip over because I don't fucking know what I'm talking about. So, rom-coms. Have you ever had your partner just sit and watch? Do they like them? Do they only do it because you ask them to? Like, be honest. I know that a certain someone, again, my hubs, there are some that whether he admits it or not, I know he doesn't hate. Okay, so there's that. Here we go. So we're kicking off this list. This is, what is it? Oh, this just says a complete list. So I don't know if they're like good or trash, but we'll see. In no particular order, I'm guessing. We're just going to go with it. So leading off, Sweet Home Alabama. Yes, I've seen it. It's okay. It's one of those like, oh God, I don't know. What's wrong with it? That's what we're going to do. We're going to pick out what's wrong with the rom-coms, okay? Because, I mean, of course, we heard all the good things, the happy hormone boost that you get from it. But some of them are straight trash, okay? Or some of them at least carry bits of pieces of trash. I don't know. By the way, check this out. For those that you can actually see, I made this. This is like our story. I know you can't hear or see it on the podcast, but, I mean, this is, if rom-com was a shirt, this would be it. I'm just saying. So anyway. Alright, so kicking it off. Sweet Home Alabama. Did I watch it? Yes. Did I love it? Like any horror movie you see these days, a lot of rom-coms are horribly predictable, which you already know when you start it, but it's like part of you just has to dive in just to see if maybe they make a different connection, and then sometimes that actually happens and you actually get pissed off. But Sweet Home Alabama was okay. Small town girl, middle of Alabama, kind of a nobody feeling, moves to the big city, changes her identity, and, becomes this hotshot person with this uppity Prince Charming, pick whatever diamond ring you want, blah. And then she has to go back to her, very small hometown and realizes that, hey, the person she wasn't all that bad, and her childhood love crush, whatever, first husband, like, it's annoying, and we're not going to get into every movie like this. So, I'm going to say that it was okay. You know, nothing crazy. Moving on. What women want. Yes, I watched it. Yes, it was interesting because it was a dude who gets, you know, electrocuted and now he can hear the thoughts of women. Okay? Which I'm glad that my husband can't. I'm glad that people can't, you know? And I even think some women need that phenomenon so that they can, you know, realize what other women want, because we as a fucking species, we don't even know half the time. So like, it should be a self thing sometimes. I don't know. As far as like rom-com worthy, I mean, it's very predictable. It's just, yeah. Okay. Kate and Leopold, never saw it. Emily, never saw it anyway. The Wedding Planner, you know, there are those of you who know Matthew McConaughey as the rom-com like guy, and then there are some that only know him in the most like serious roles because he now does not participate in rom-coms since he has his person. But this one was so kind of like, it's another one of those meh. Bridget Jones, never watched it, sorry. I know there's like 13 of those movies. Nope. Serendipity, never saw it. Made in Manhattan, nope. 2 weeks notice, I swear I've seen a lot of movies, I swear. My Big Fat Greek Wedding, not a one. Brown Sugar, nope. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, that I saw. It's from 2003. Okay, so I'm old. How to Lose a 10 Guy, oh my god. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Okay. Wow. This movie was good in a sense because it took somebody that flipped it and did everything that drives dudes crazy to try to break up this, you know, to have him break up with her in 10 days. The thing is, both of them had a bet going on different levels and career-wise and things like that. But of course, as always happens in a rom-com, they fall for each other, and so it makes their end game kind of blurry and whatever. Still a good movie to watch. It's, yeah. Love Actually. That's another 2003 one. Oh, I get it. They're going in order. Okay, from the early 2000s. Okay, well that makes more sense. Very good. Okay, so apparently before 2003 I wasn't really into rom-coms. But here we go. Love Actually. This was a Christmas one set in London, okay? And this movie is both really heartwarming and irritating as fuck. Like, who is it? Snape. Severus Snape is in there, you know? And he is an asshole who wants to have an affair. I don't know. He gets this really thoughtful gift for his fucking secretary, and he gets his wife a CD. She learns that he is giving... How did that go? Spoiler alert anyway, if you haven't seen any of these. Okay, so how did that go? Yes, I remember now. She found the necklace. Okay, all wrapped up and everything, all nice. The wife found the necklace, and she opened a box similar size on Christmas to the necklace box, but it actually ended up being a CD, and that's all that she got. So obviously it went somewhere else. She put two and two together, and it was just, yeah, that and then the dude showing up, Rick Grimes showing up at, you know, his best friend's house, doing the cue cards of, you know, I love you, but blah, blah, blah. Like, come on, man. It's Christmas. That's your best friend. Like, what is she supposed to do with that information? Horrible. Anyway, moving on. Bride and Prejudice? Nope. Ella Enchanted? No. 13 going on 30? Nope. 50 First Dates. If you weren't lucky enough to have early 2000s Adam Sandler, this was after his, like, Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison days, and this was, like, right in here. 50 First Dates was a... It was funny, right? There are some things that you really like about it, but then in the end, like, they end up together and she has a kid. So, like, every single day you have to play this tape for her about shit that she's missed, and she wakes up. So that's a lot for a brain to process every day. Imagine waking up thinking that, you know, it's this particular year and you're on your way to go get a pineapple for Halloween. Jesus Christ. Thanksgiving or Christmas, whatever the holiday was. Not Halloween. Whatever it was. Oh my God. And then you realize that, hey, you have to watch a video showing you that you not only got married to this person that you don't remember, but, you know, you've been married for quite some time, and then there's, you know, video evidence of you being pregnant and having a kid, and then here comes this little girl. You have to do that every day? That is a fucking mental mindfuck overload. Anyway, it's, when you think about it like that, it's a little weird. Moving on. Must Love Dogs. Nope, never saw it. Fever Pitch. Nope. The 40-Year-Old Virgin counts as a rom-com? I guess, technically. Yeah. The only thing I don't like Steve Carell in is Bruce Almighty. I'm gonna say. So him, he's very just, yeah. He's just this little dorky guy who's, you know, a 40-year-old virgin. I guess if you haven't seen it, see it. It ends up good in the end, I'm pretty sure. I haven't seen it since it came out, but yeah. The Wedding Date. Oh my God. You know, I hold a special place for Mr. Mulroney. He just has that way about him, you know, ever since my best friend's wedding. That's like, oh, we didn't say that. That's not after that. Anyway, my best friend's wedding was another one, which is ridiculous. The best part about that is George, and he's the gay friend. But anyway, The Wedding Date. All right, so this chick who has anxiety going over the pond to her sister's wedding, where her ex will also be. She hires an escort to be her date on this wedding, and yeah, of course, you know, ends up falling for him, paying him an assload of money, but then he in turn falls for her, and it's just like, it's so painfully predictable, but there are some little pop-out surprises that are like, oh, like her sister sleeping with her ex-boyfriend, and the ex-boyfriend actually not being obsessed with her, but the one getting married. Like, it's just a lot of these things, a lot of these movies, when you see them like 20 years later, you're like, that's gross. Like, these people are gross. What's wrong with you? Just Friends. I know I've seen it, and I know there's a part where Ryan Reynolds is like the fat friend, and then he's not, and yeah, Anna Faris is in it. That's about all I got. I don't know. It doesn't hold a special spot on the shelf. Hitch is kind of the same. Meh. Failure to Launch. You know, oh, there's something about Sarah Jessica Parker that just pushes the wrong buttons for me. I don't know why. We're just moving on. The Holiday. Never saw it. Waitress. Knocked Up. Rom-com? Raunchy rom-com? I guess. It's like raunchy comedy with a little bit. I wouldn't even say it's like romantic stuff. That's the rom in rom-com. Romantic comedy? I don't see Knocked Up as that. I don't know. Anyway, Forgetting Sarah Marshall. It's similar to Knocked Up in a way. The style is. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maid of Honor, never saw it. Definitely maybe. Nope. The Proposal. Yes. It's okay. It's alright. The Ugly Truth. That's another, just like, why? It's always like the movies that have the very in your face, I have a dick kind of guys, and the very just uppity, I don't need dick in my life kind of chicks, and then they end up together. Like, it's just so, you know it's coming. It's just so extreme, obnoxious stuff on either side. That's just what it's. Monsoon Wedding, never saw. Just Like Heaven. Is it a rom-com? She's a ghost-ish. She's in a coma, right? But she has a ghost. I don't know. It's a weird one. I don't know. And Mark, whatever his name is, it's kind of like meh to me now. So it's like, okay, well, you're kind of like a fumbling fool that we want to like, but the older you get, the more you talk. And the more you talk, the more you just kind of... Yeah. So that was released in 2005. So yeah, that was 21 years ago, guy. Shall We Dance? Never saw it. Good Luck, Chuck? Nope. Penelope? Penelope. Pretty sure Christina, the main character, has like a pig nose. Is that the thing? Again, is one of those like maybe saw half of it and it's just that's what I got. That's what stayed. Just My Luck. Back when, Lindsay Lohan were doing all this, Disney-ish stuff. Like beyond Freaky Friday stuff, but it still had that kind of vibe to it. Just kind of like whatever. Music and lyrics, never saw it. Win a Date with Tad Hamilton. Ugh. Wait, we're going back in time. What do you do? Okay, I thought this was in order. It's not. I thought we were like moving up in the 2000s. We're not, because we just jumped back to 2004. Oh, anyway, okay, moving on. What Happens in Vegas? I actually liked What Happens in Vegas. Most of it, anyway. And that's just because, it's the same kind of thing. It's the same predictability. Yes, they're going to end up together, whatever. But, it's a different way about it. So if you haven't seen it, you should see it. 40 Days and 40 Nights. Ugh, that was an eye roll, in case you haven't seen that. 40 Days and 40 Nights. That's going back to 2002, and yeah. After a brutal breakup, a young man vows to stay celibate during the 40 days of Lent. So he's giving up sex for Lent, and of course, then he finds a really cool chick who he wants to have sex with, but now he's got all these bets with all the douchebags in the office that he has to keep going. Yeah, it's kind of like, you watch it now and you're like, what the fuck? Anyway. Heartbreakers. Kind of gross. Mother-daughter team trying to con old men into, old rich men, or rich men. It says wealthy men, but some of them are old. So it's like, yeah. So the mom sets it up to be with these people and marry these people, and then the daughter is the harlot type who goes in, seduces the man, and then the mom walks in and it's like, oh, how dare you, and then they go ahead and split the money, blah, whatever. I wouldn't say like, I don't know, I wouldn't put that as like rom-com stuff. It's just kind of like its own, I don't know. The Sweetest Thing, never saw it. A Lot Like Love, nope. Just Married, 2003. This was another Ashton one, and when Brittany Murphy was still alive. This was her as well. Newlywed couple honeymoon in Europe, where obstacles challenge their ability to sustain the marriage. Basically, it's a dude who works a radio show who gets paid almost nothing, and chick who's got rich family, blah, blah, blah. How could they possibly end up together? But they do, and then they realize that, hey, there's all these things and people and all, whatever. It's all right. It's all right. Elizabethtown, couldn't tell you. Enchanted. I want to say that this started as a cartoon and then ends up like a real life thing. But again, it's not. Didn't make enough impact to stay inside. So, I don't know. Head Over Heels, never saw. New in Town, nope. Down with Love, nope. Because I Said So. Ooh. Because I Said So. Mother of 3 daughters. Who doesn't have, a man of her own currently. But the youngest daughter goes on many horrible dates with all the wrong types of guys, so the mom takes it upon herself to put out a personal ad for her daughter and audition dates for her. Yeah, I'll let you watch the rest of that and you figure it out. America's Sweethearts, I have no clue. License to Wed, no idea. No Reservations, boys and girls. Shallow Hal. Oh, 2001. A superficial man now sees only the inner beauty of a very fat woman. That's the description. Okay. Hal, who is Jack Black, only likes the really skinny model type, whatever, you know, and he gets stuck in an elevator with Tony Robbins, who puts it in his mind that, you know, inner beauty is where it's at. And so after getting out of that elevator, he starts to see women for who they really are on the inside. Well, he still has a shallow ass friend who sees how they are on the outside, and so there we go. In the end, it works out. They still get together. He's with a bigger woman that everyone else can see, and to him, she looks like a supermodel. So anyway, Someone Like You, Along Came Polly, The Princess Diaries 2, The Prince and Me, My Best Friend's Girl, Did You Hear About the Morgans, The Good Guy, Post Grad. These are all movies I haven't fucking seen, folks, so I can't fucking tell you. The Heartbreak Kid. Okay, well, yeah. Farley Brothers, you did something. Anyway, Over Her Dead Body, I feel like I wanted to watch it only because at the time I was watching Desperate Housewives, and when I was like, oh, Eva Longoria's in there, and Paul Rudd is in there. I think that's as far as we got. Fool's Gold. Yes, I know my husband liked that one, but he likes it because he thinks that one day we can go like find treasure and things like that, like this dude does, and it's like, no. Ghosts of Girlfriends Past is another Matthew McConaughey one, who was in Fool's Gold also. This is where he kind of is a jilted dude, had a lot of girlfriends, a lot of girlfriends and relationships, and his brother's getting married, and his uncle, who was this rich playboy dude, never settled down, you know, he's gone, and so this guy's following in his footsteps, and then it's kind of like a, what is that? I almost said Never Ending Story. That's not right. A Christmas Carol type deal, you know, 3 ghosts, you know, so his uncle shows up as a ghost and is like, hey, you're gonna get visited by blah blah blah, and he does, and, you know, realizes that, hey, maybe being in love and actually finding someone, settling down, you know, that you've known and loved your whole fucking life is actually worth it, and blah 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 blah. So, yep. Alex and Emma, nope. Where the Heart Is that the Walmart Baby? Walmart Baby. Pregnant girl has a baby in a Walmart. That's what I know. And I feel like she has a thing against 5s. The number 5? Yep. Juno. The fact that it says stars Elliot Page. Moving on. Intolerable Cruelty, never saw. Wimbledon, never saw. Confessions of a Shopaholic, It's Complicated, Something's Gotta Give. Zack and Miri, Something New. There's a lot that I haven't seen. Mr. Deeds, I actually just watched 2 days ago. That was 2002. That was another Adam Sandler, early 2000s kind of movie. Feel good, you know, very laid back. Yeah. It got a meta score of 24. And a community score of 5.8 stars. Why? It's a small town guy who becomes a billionaire and, you know, does all this cool shit. I don't know. Coyote Ugly. Oh, Coyote Ugly scored higher than Mr. Deeds. Okay, moving on. The Jane Austen Book Club. Sorry, I can't help you. That's got a 61, though. All these movies I think I should see, I guess. According to other people, I should watch them. Anyway, let's see. 27 Dresses. Got a score of 47, 6.1 of the community, something. After serving as a bridesmaid 27 times, a young woman wrestles the idea of standing by her sister's side as her sibling marries the man she's secretly in love with. It's okay, because like in every other predictable situation, an out-of-nowhere guy comes who's actually better suited, more likable, and actually appreciates her for her. And they end up together. So, hey. The kicker is that all the ugly dresses she saved from all these 27 weddings, she actually makes her bridesmaids, which are the brides that picked out said dresses. So at the end, they're all like lined up. So yeah, it's a whole thing. Casanova, sorry, the next best thing. Nope. Bewitched. It's kind of like, yeah. If you've seen the show Bewitched, I mean, you get it. And if you've seen the movie, yeah, okay, yeah. Couples Retreat. My God, some things about movies make me so... it makes me so irritated. Like Joey in, it's like the couple who had a kid when they were like 17, 18. So they missed out on their 20s and all this stuff, but really they're so unhappy, yet they want to stay together because they think that they should for the sake of the kid until the kid's 18, and then they can split up. Meanwhile, they've been cheating on each other and everything else. They hate each other because they're too fucking familiar, and they're like been together forever. Like, it's just, I don't know. Things like that in movies are like, whatever. And then, of course, it's got the degree of you don't really know what you have until it's gone or someone else shows interest in it, and then they're like, oh wait, that's mine. Yeah. It has those in it. He's just not that into you. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's got a lot of that. There are a lot of couples in that. Like Bradley Cooper. Bradley Cooper plays such a good fucking douchebag in movies. It's hard to watch him in something good. Like, actually something good. As a good guy. It is. I think his favorite, like, his best role is the fucking raccoon. Rocket. From... Come on. Guardians of the Galaxy. Jesus Christ. Moving on. The Accidental Husband. That was a solid blink out. Sorry. Laws of Attraction. Keeping the Faith. Why did it stop? We were cruising. And it's almost done. Oh, jeez. Come on now. There we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's see. Something borrowed. Life as we know it. What's your number? Playing it cool. Friends with benefits. I don't know how many we just went through, but that took a lot. That was a lot that I didn't see. Friends with benefits. So no, that's a little bit, I think that's our newest one, actually. Newer one that we've said. 2011, which is, God, still so old. Let's see. A young man and woman decide to take their friendship to the next level without becoming a couple, but soon discover that adding sex only leads to complications. Well, go fucking figure, huh? Do I need to tell you that they end up together in the end, or did you get that already? Yeah, okay. No Strings Attached. When in Rome, The Bounty Hunter. She's out of my league. Just go with it. That one I saw. Just go with it. That's another Adam Sandler movie, 2011. This one has Jennifer Aniston in it, and I actually liked some parts of it more than others, but hey. Alright, moving on. Killers. Blended. All of his movies are getting like 20s, 30s. Why? I liked Blended more than 50 First Dates. Did I? Yes. Maybe. I don't know. Let's move on. Love, Rosie, The Backup Plan, How Do You Know, Sleeping with Other People, Man Up, Going the Distance, Two Night Stand, Set It Up, Think Like a Man, When We First Met. Okay, so anyway. There are a lot. I mean, a hell of a lot more than what I thought of rom-coms on here, okay? So, some we went through, some we haven't seen, maybe some we should see, I don't know. What puts you in a mood to put on a romantic comedy? Is this something that you put on when you are feeling hopelessly, desperately lonely, or you're in this, new bubbly thing, and so you just got to put on something that absolutely just magnifies that experience? Or is it like a comfort food where it's just like you're having an off day, you just want to curl up and just be predictable? I don't know. There is a psychological comfort and control, though. What it says anyway. Let's see. Subconscious training. Consistently feeding the subconscious mind with uplifting stories can train the brain to maintain a more optimistic outlook on life. Have you ever seen a rom-com that didn't end well? Honestly, let's look it up real quick. I know we're almost out of time, but let's see. Come on. All right, let's see. Rom-coms. Jeez. Rom-coms that ended horribly. Oh, I'm sure there are some. I don't know why I can't think of one. Let's see. La La Land. I've also never seen The Notebook. That's my confession of this whole thing. I was supposed to say that in the beginning and I completely forgot. And yeah, I've been told forever that I absolutely should. How can I be a movie person without watching it? I haven't seen it. I don't feel like I'm missing anything, but one day I will watch it, okay? One day. I don't know. This gives me 500 Days of Summer, La La Land, My Best Friend's Wedding. Of course! I even said that! Oh my god! My Best Friend's Wedding. She realizes after all this time that this guy, who was, her best friend, even though they've been out of touch for some time, and they used to be involved, okay? They used to have some steamy times. She finds out that he's getting married. And she thought he was calling her up to get it started again. And so she gets there and she wants him to be like, he wants her, my God, he wants her to like be his best man. I don't know. Anyway. So she decides that she's going to sabotage the wedding, break it up, and make him realize that he actually should be with her because she all of a sudden realized that she's always loved him and wants him to whatever. In the end, no, that does not happen because even though it comes close and you're like, do I want this as a watcher? It turns out that she is actually the good friend and he goes on with this person, and then the gay best friend, George, I told you George was the best part of the movie, he shows up and, reassures her that yes, she's great, she did the right thing, and that she'll be totally fine, and then they dance together, and it's just, it's this whole thing. So yeah, I guess that there are some that don't end up predictable as fuck, but how mad would you be if somebody came and fucked up your wedding so that they could take back their childhood crush friend? I don't know. Yeah, anyway, so if you haven't seen any of these, by God, get off your ass and go watch at least one. I think we went through like 134. And if you're like me and thought you had seen a lot, and really most of that list you have not seen, well, there are better movies out there, let's be honest. But just remember that if you're looking for a happy hormone boost of oxytocin, dopamine, serotonin, and endorphins to get kicking, you have a whole list now. Google rom-com. And there you are. So, even though they're painfully predictable, this has been my hubby's birthday, and I'm just dying to see which one he's going to pick. He's not going to pick one, but anyway, worth a shot. I've made the dude watch so many in our time together, so I can't even be mad about it. Most of the things that I've seen, he's been sitting right there with me. So, with that, we're going to say, have a great rest of your day. Thanks for tuning in to episode 18, Watch Wednesday, with our romantic rom-com trash. And we'll see you next time for episode 19. Holy shit. Okay. Have a great day, and thanks again for tuning in, watching, and listening. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you next time.